speaks of a war in heaven during this time. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. In Revelation, the book is mainly about the end of times, and it shows glimpses about the falls of Satan. As the saying goes, nothing new is under the sun. And that is true. Revelation 12 verse 9 says the great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled down to the earth and it was with him. Satan was not thrown into the abyss, but his followers were. Unfortunately, not all of his followers were, but the majority of those who followed him, a third of heaven's angels, was thrown into the abyss.
What's up, my sister? How are you?
I'm very well, and yourself? How are you?
I salute you, my sister, in the Galactic Federation. God bless you.
Thank you. Salute you as well. Nice to talk to you tonight.
Well, I mean, we're approaching the great event.
Yes.
There's much shifting going on. I guess we could talk about that too during our broadcast. But I really wanted to put something in front of you because part of my strep voice, but I really wanted to put something in front of you. Something that we call the war in the heavens. It comes from the Bible, and it has to do with the fall, where the fallen angels have fallen to the earth, and then they ultimately enslave humanity, right? And I was thinking about how we had a conversation. You were talking to me about how Star Wars and the whole Star Wars thing was kind of based off of the Galactic Federation, things of that nature. So I'm trying to figure out, because when we think of the war in heaven, most of us are thinking about, the angels fighting demons, but we're not really thinking about galactic ships and things of that nature. Is there a connection between those two things?
I think there is totally a connection because in the past, regarding to our cultures, we didn't know what it was. We were seeing these beings which were mainly taller than human average. Human people were smaller than now at the time. I'm speaking in the ancient times, the antiquity, and at the time where the religions, the actual religions, were born and set up. We were using the words at the time, angels, demons, and all these beings, they were trying to explain to us what was happening with the words we could understand.
Right.
Now we have evolved in consciousness and we are able to better understand what is going on. So they are speaking more directly with us. Yes, indeed, there is a war going on, and we could qualify it as angels and demons regarding to what we know as terms. But in fact, it is a war of benevolent extraterrestrial allies against occupants, invaders, who are living under the ground and among us, mainly reptilian races and greys, malevolent greys. And all these beings do not have a good intention for humanity, and all they want is to keep humanity on earth as cattle, as slaves, as a source of food and workforce and genetic material. So these are, we could say, the demons, as we know in the iconography. Then the angels.
Right.
It's the Galactic Federation, it's these races, and mainly, the Nordics, what we call the Nordic aliens, these are races of humanoids from different origins, mainly Pleiades and Alpha Centauri, Proxima Centauri, and this star system. They are taller, even now that human race is even a little bit taller than before, they are even taller than us. and they are fair skinned, they're mainly blonde hair. So when these people were appearing to ancient humans like 2,000 years ago, they were coming from the ship in beams of light. They were looking like angels, you know. And, you know, as an archaeologist, I can say that it's the common trait among all the cultures, the ancient cultures, when they want to depict beings coming from the sky who can fly in devices, in ship, they put wings to them to signify in the iconography, these ones, they can fly, but they didn't really have wings. You know, it's just symbolistic to tell, oh, that's the ones who fly, who come from heaven. And heaven, what is it? Now we know that it's the sky, the orbit of Earth. That's where the war upstairs, I always call it, is going on. So I would say it is the same thing, the war against angels and demons, and it's the war against the Galactic Federation and the Sikaar Empire and the Greys alliances that have allied with the deep state on Earth. I want to say as well that we are totally in the apocalypse times, and it's very exciting, very frightening. Apocalypse, apocalypton is a Greek, ancient Greek word that means revelation, and it's a very good thing. It's not the end of the world, the chaos. It's apocalypse is not a horrible thing. It's a good, wonderful thing. It's amazing. It's the revelation of light. That's the translation, the revelation of light. And in that meaning, it's the revelation of truth. It's when the forces of light reveal what's going on, reveal the shadow, and overcome the forces of darkness. So we are there, and we are very privileged to be part of it.
Let me ask you this, because I think we're really starting to touch on what a lot of people are struggling with, which is trying to make the connection between the very powerful prophetic Bible scriptures, and kind of unfolding that scroll that hasn't been opened yet, which in my opinion, that scroll that's going to be open has a lot to do with galactic disclosure and so forth. I mean, because it seems like it's been totally hidden all the way up until this very, very latter times, you know what I'm saying? And then now all of a sudden, we're having disclosure. The archangel Michael also appears in the Bible in this War in Heaven story, but he also appears in the Galactic Federation as well, right?
I wouldn't mix this. It's very confusing because one side you have the real extraterrestrials that have been mistaken for angels and called angels in the ancient times. That's one thing. It's extraterrestrial. And then there's something else, the real angels, the real entities like Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and all the rest. They are not extraterrestrials. They are real, powerful, supra consciousnesses and entities, and they have nothing to do with the Galactic Federation. They are protecting Earth and all the souls and the spirits and the living things on Earth. They are part of the hierarchy of spirits and angels and protectors of the Earth. They probably work together, but they are something different. They belong to the orb of Earth. You know, they are not extraterrestrials. They are higher spirit beings. So it's a bit confusing, you know.
Okay. But they're not in conflict with one another.
Oh no! Oh my God, no! They work together. They work together. Of course. Yeah.
You know, let me ask you this: what does the event look like to you in terms of? Because I'm sure you've had to have envisioned this from time to time. Disclosure happening. Like, what does the event look like to you?
To me, the event is not something that happens one day. It is ongoing since a while now. I have been told that there is a window that has been of time that has been given 2017, between 2017 and 2022. This apparently is a window during which it's the event, that's it, during which it's the apocalypse, it's the moment we change timeline, and it's a window during which humanity has the last chance to get out of slavery and go to the next step in their evolution. So the events, that's it. That's this process.
Okay.
To my understanding.
Okay. So it's you don't think there's going to be... we have to evolve enough in our consciousness, or maybe ascend in our consciousness enough before they fully reveal themselves.
Yes, because we need to be able to understand who they are, and you and I understand, but not the whole of humanity can understand who they really are. And the last thing, they're not revealing themselves just right now. It's not their plan, because the last thing that humanity needs now is more chaos.
Right.
And we need to really grow up. It's happening. People are awakening, and it's happening. But they're really allowing us our chance to grow up. Because if they reveal themselves and they in all their technology openly, people will just stop fighting. Oh, the superheroes, the saviors are here. We're just going to watch them save us. No, that's not how it works.
It doesn't work.
No, we need to do the job ourselves. It's like children. They cannot do our homeworks for us. We need to learn and to grow up. How? By standing up in our sovereignty and saying no to slavery, no to manipulation, no to fear, no to, everything.
And that's the message of Wano Saving. A lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people are catching that. And you kind of tipped me to that. You prepared me for the trip to Washington, D.C., our little conversation. And, from that conversation, that the American people had to make a decision for themselves, the future of the nation, in order to receive the help from the light forces, is what you was explaining to me. So when we got there and something happened. I mean, something really powerful and spiritual happened when we began to really go to the Capitol building. And, I'm not talking about the fake news that's out there about, people breaching. I'm talking about the peaceful protest that was happening and demonstration that was happening at the Capitol. It was a powerful shifting energy. It was like we were speaking on the behalf of all Americans, and we were saying, we do not consent with the New World Order. We do not consent with globalism. We do not consent with tyranny. And it just felt like, the conversation that you and I had just really came to life. I saw everything you were saying. I was looking at it. Then when I hear like Wano Sabin, and what Wano Sabin is saying, the people have to, in a sense, break the rules, break out of the corporate structure and being a robot and saying, we're not going to take this anymore. Like, and so have we yet activated the light forces help in now?
It is doing. Humanity is not able to. Cannot happen. That just suddenly like this they realize. It's everyone at their own speed, and it's progressive. But we really need to hurry up to just stop gazing, and but it's happening. What you know, you cannot unknow it. The awakening is one way. It's evolution. It's opening of consciousness. Once you have opened your consciousness, what's happening to you? You realize that you're sovereign of yourself, that you're super powerful being, and that you were a slave, and you don't want to be a slave anymore. And once you know that, you cannot unknow it. It's one way. So that's what's happening to humanity. More and more and more and more people, and the deep state can do whatever they want. They can try to shut us up. Another one will speak. You know, they
it's true.
You know,
Right.
They've lost already. It is not a question of if. It is a question of when. That's all. You know.
Wow, that's awesome. You know, I can go on and on forever, you know, because, well, you know, let me ask you another question, because, you know, every time I get you here, I got a million questions for you. But, you know, obviously Trump and Q is putting a pretty bad whipping on the deep state. You know what I mean? They're getting whipped in a very silent but very brutal way. And we agree on that, right?
It's war. It's the third world war. It's the ultimate war for humanity's freedom. If we miss that, man.
Yeah, well, I think because people are actually following headlines on like mainstream news, they don't realize the great victory that has been won by Trump, Q, and the light forces.
The victory is in the consciousness. Is now people know. People cannot be fooled anymore. And the more the deep state tries to submit people, to subdue people, the more they look ridiculous, the more it's obvious, and they're burying themselves. So let us watch the show of them burying themselves. I mean, that's it, you know.
Yes. You know what else I wanted to ask you too, because I was always interested to know about some of these interventions. I don't want to say interventions, but how exactly do they work with, you know, the world governments? Like, what is their actual role? How do they communicate? I mean, is there a particular way that they engage the world government leaders?
Yeah, okay. I do not know everything, of course, but I know a little bit. I can tell of what I am told, because I am not told everything. It's for my own safety, and because, you know, our brains can be scanned and stuff. So I don't know everything, but what I know is the Galactic Federation of World has alliances. An alliance which is with they've called it the Earth Alliance, with a certain government on Earth. The good factions of the US military. There are institutions within the US military. There is a group, a faction, I don't know what it is or the name of it, which work with the Galactic Federation, and they conduct operations together, notably in the dumps, the deep underground military bases, to clean up. And you know, the storm operation was in cooperation with them. Not the whole operation, but some factions are allied, work with extraterrestrials. It's very, very secret. And they go in the undergrounds and they have all these operations, which I know a little bit about, but I'm not going to tell about it how they do, but they work together at just cleaning up and liberating all the prisoners. There's a war going on orbit as well of Earth, because there's a lot of devices and satellites that are put up on orbit that are harmful devices for mind control and all these things. So there's a war underground and in orbit. They work with them, with the military, not only the US, other countries. So I've been told some countries in the Middle East. They didn't say the name, but that could totally be Israel. Japan and France, I heard, and there are others I haven't been told, but there are different. I think Australia as well. Yes, there are big operations. Oh, and the moon as well. The dark side of the moon has been liberated and retaken by the Galactic Federation. They don't want to own it because every satellite, like every moon, belongs to the people of the planet of where this moon is going around, orbiting. So they're just holding it for us, protecting it for the moment, because there was facilities of gray aliens on it. There are different as well factions of dark military, Earth military as well, on the dark side, the backside of the moon. What was going on there? Mining, mainly mining minerals, and using slaves, human slaves abducted. Many human slaves abducted to work there. So that was there was some genetic laboratories, but it wasn't the main activity of the moon. It was just taking the resources, and as well because they could take minerals everywhere in the galaxy, but that was also operation outpost where they could monitor Earth, and it was a good position to hold. And now it's gone. They are still fighting the Greys, the Alliance of Orion, but they are trying to retake it, but it's impossible now. So that's what's going on, and they have other operations as well in our solar system. They go step by step. So that's
now,
why.
Okay, so now the old. Well, they're the old order now. They used to be the new world order. Now they're like the old order because they no longer exist. But the new world order, when they were before they were all brutally executed. So before they was executed, we understood that. I believe it was with Eisenhower, where they had some type of agreement with the bad aliens at that time.
So,
right? And for technology, right? But there's a new agreement now with the Galactic Federation. Are we going to get technology? Like, what type of technology? You know what I mean? Like, what is that agreement going to entail?
Okay, I need first to rectify something with Eisenhower. He never signed agreement with the Greys himself. He never wanted to. He wanted to agree with the Galactic Federation, who contacted him in the same time. The thing is, it's the Majestic 12 who agreed with the Greys behind Eisenhower's back. And Eisenhower never agreed for this. So that's just to rectify. And that's very important.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So then, there are new agreements with the Galactic Federation. The technology has been already given. It's been retained. They had given the technology a long time ago, since since Tesla or technology like this. But it has been retained by the deep state and all the Vatican and the hidden corporations and the families. We know all of this. There isn't more that they can give us. It's already here, and this is already being thought to be put in place. It's free energy, med beds, of course. It's many help in science. The thing is, this cannot be revealed now because it's not yet ready. We need yet still to get rid of the corporations, the deep state, the cabal. It's not yet totally gone. The economy needs to change, and we need to get rid of all the oil corporations, to all of this, to be able then to bring these technologies that are already operational. We just need to change the system. That's all what is needed, and that's what is being worked on at the moment. But changing the system, we need to do it. They cannot do it for us,
Right. That's interesting. We talk about the med beds. We talk about all this advanced technology because now we realize that we've been utterly being tortured by the deep state in terms of the food supply, the air supply, the environment, TV, radio, internet. I mean, they pretty much, every way they can destroy our lives, they pretty much have tried to do it. And, but we look at our lifespan. I mean, human beings, we don't really, 70, 80, if you're lucky, 90, if you're really lucky, 100. But with all these health innovations, is the lifespan going to be affected? Do you think that that's going to be something where we're going to be living to 2, 3? Because if I get a med bed, I want to live to be 1,000 for sure.
Well, humans, what I have learned from them, is from my friends, is that the humans of Earth have had their DNA altered by the Greys a long time ago. The human, normally we are meant to live longer, between 160 to 200. That's the normal lifespan of our species, normal in average. That has been altered. So we can go back to this because there are benevolent extraterrestrial alliances, notably the Council of Five. It's an alliance of people who are helping humanity restoring their DNA and their abilities. So with their help and the new devices that are ready to be used, yes, we will live healthier, longer, but there's something as well. In the universe, that on Earth, everything has been disturbed. In the universe, when civilization is not interfered by invaders like it has been on Earth, when everything goes normally, which is quite rare, but it happens, technology and wisdom raise at the same rate, more or less. That means when, and as well technology, wisdom, but as well the development of the species in number, the growth. So at a moment, normally at a moment when the species becomes too numerous on the planet and the resources are not sufficient enough to feed everyone, at that moment, if everything has gone well, the technology has evolved in balance, in harmony as well, at the same rate, that we are able to send the surplus of people to other colonies on other planets. So it's flowing, it's fine. That hasn't happened like this on Earth because we've been growing, and the technology, which should have been growing, developing at the same rate, has been blocked. They've blocked us. They blocked our advancement, technological advancement, because the Greys and the reptilians, they don't want us to get to interstellar travel and just fuck off and get free, and go on other planets. They don't want that, because that would mean interstellar travel, able to leave the planet to go inhabit other planets of first our solar system. That would mean we reach the level 2 civilization regarding to the standards of the Galactic Federation, and then we can enter membership with the Galactic Federation and be under their protection. And that's it. So they don't.
That's the goal, though, right? That's the objective.
Yes. So the Reptilian Empire and the Grey Alliances, they have been retaining our technology down, and anything that has been given to us as well by the Galactic Federation has been stolen, and they don't want us to evolve technologically. So that's why it's this imbalance on Earth. Too many people, and and problems that they've created, that they maintain us in this suffering and fear and starvation and stuff. Everything that's going on.
You're right. I mean, it's probably good to point out all the many things that they've done, because I think people forget who's the root cause of our suffering. People are, a lot of times when I see people defending the deep state, I cannot understand. I'm like, you're defending the person who's oppressing you and the world and everything. It's crazy.
I know.
It's really something.
I know.
Well, we're approaching some big days, because we may be looking at the reveal of John F. Kennedy. Obviously, the arrest of some very high-profile people going public, military tribunals, that's Normanburg style, worldwide. I mean, this is the big leagues. You're talking Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Hollywood celebrities, heads of state, heads of corporations, all tried in military tribunals. And all of this is going to be live on TV worldwide, man, on the big screen, man.
You know what I'm looking forward to? Is that Ghislaine Maxwell speaks.
Right. What do you think she's going to bring?
She's going to put everybody down. The only thing that she needs to stay alive. She needs to stay alive.
They shouldn't spare her life. She get an extra. Listen, if I was in charge, you get an extra 30 minutes and a cookie. And then you're going to die brutally.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's exciting times ahead, and we must not fear. That's something that is very, very important. Fear is a low vibration that dumb us, that remove from us our clarity of mind, our reasoning. Anything that, it's simple, it's very simple. Any action that you intend to do that is generated by fear, whatever fear it is, don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that. That's how they manipulate everyone.
Yo, these cats is great. Hey, man, shout out to the chat room. Please respect the chat room. This is my Galactic family, my Patriot family in the chat room. Shout out to everybody here. The energy is real drippy in the chat room. Do you have any questions for Elena today? And also, let me put her website up.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Let me get your website up. Elena, I'm going to get it right this time. Danaan.com. Right?
Yes. No, .org.
.org.
Org, that's the new one, updated.
Yeah, so
yes, and
if you haven't got her book, Gift from the Stars, you're gonna get. There you go. Yeah. Can you show them the picture? She's right now. She's being transported to the Galactic Federation right now, right in front of your eyes.
I'm dematerializing and materializing.
Do they really have that? They have that, right? They can do that.
No, I like this background because it looks like upstairs. And there's a lot of information in this book about different races. It tells of my abduction story.
Can you put it a little closer?
Sorry?
Can you put it a little closer to the camera so we can see that picture?
Yes. I'm going to pick some the picture of my abduction and rescue by people of the Federation, for instance.
Oh man, you have just literally we're in the portal right now.
I need to do that. Okay.
Okay. So now here's the thing. I know to a lot of people this is really new, and your consciousness is just starting to wake up to the Galactic. That's the book you want to read. You know, a real life story. You want to give them, tell your story again, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people. Because most of my subscribers right now came from 107. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes. Well, I've written this book, A Gift from the Stars, because I was telling my story a lot, and it's too long. So you'll find all the details. My story is in few words. I was abducted when I was a child by small greys from Zeta Reticuli, and in the process of my abduction, I was rescued by people from the Galactic Federation, and these people were tall Nordic-style aliens. And they rescued me. They just boarded the ship and took me on their ship, and they took care of me. They brought me home. But then I kept contact with them all my life, and I was in contact with them, and I've been, I wouldn't say abducted, but invited on their ship many times during my teenagehood and young adulthood, and they taught me a lot of things.
Like what? Tell me some things that they taught you. I want to know.
Yeah, how to pilot a ship. How does it work?
How does it work? I want to know everything, man. I'm like a kid. I want to know.
Okay, it's very different from how we use our planes and own spaceship and stuff. It works. It works. You can pilot a ship with consciousness, with the power of the mind with the brain waves. You need to connect. Well, the pilots have an implant in their head. They can attune to the central brain of the ship. The ship are kind of alive. It is living material. It's like a living consciousness, but it's not really a person. It's animated matter. So they can pilot the ship with their mind. That's navigation, and they set up a target. It works by quantum resonance. They're going to set up a target somewhere in the universe, and it's like quantum, and it will attract the ship to this.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it
Yes.
Is it the same quantum that's now being introduced to us? Are we going to get like a low level of quantum before we kind of get up there to that level?
Yeah, but slowly, we're getting there slowly. They have this ability to animate matter. Spaceships have been taken from crashes by the governments, especially the US governments, but they can retro-engineer a little bit, but not everything. There are things that we're not able to do on Earth, like animating matter. They have the skin of the ship is a living material, for instance. So they navigate with the mind. They can navigate as well mechanically for short distances. There are control panels, and it's like holographic. It works with like the energy of the body. You just put your hands in it. It's like transparent screen, like holographic screens that can appear in front of you, and you just touch it, and it's the magnetism or the energy of your body that's going to activate the functions on it. It's very cool, and the whole front is now I'm talking about scout ships, the small ship. I've been in this one. The front is control panels, and you are sat in armchair, and all the controls for navigations are in the armchair, on the armrest mainly, and on the front. So that's navigation. But the power of the ship, because that's navigation. It's not that what is powering the ship. The ship they are powered many different ways. The most common is that they harvest the universal life force that they call frail, and they power the ship with that. They have a big generator in the center. It's like a cylinder. I've seen that. It's like moving plasma in it, and they can store it in crystals as well. Otherwise, they can use ionization. Well, there's so many I could talk about that a long time. So one of the things they've told me.
Let me ask you a question, because I'm going to let you go because I know it's late. But let me ask you this last question. Well, actually, I got two questions for you. I have two questions for you. So the one question I have is, because when you're talking about quantum, you're talking about, in a certain way, conscious technology.
Yeah.
Or maybe even spiritual technology in a certain way.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it spiritual technology, because a spiritual level domain is the soul, and what they is not that is involved in navigation of a ship. It's more the brain waves. It's the brain waves.
Okay.
And the consciousness is there to decide where to go, but the brain waves are going to connect and pilot the ship, you know.
All right. So, okay. So, got it. This is a quantum. We're dealing with conscious technology now.
Yes.
To tap into this conscious technology, this quantum technology, does it require that you ascend to a 5D level to utilize it? In other words,
no.
So you can be a total third-dimensional being and just completely operate quantum technology. Oh God, there's no hope.
Yeah. I know. I personally know former pilot, Earth person from retired from U.S. military, who has been involved in these programs and was able to pilot with his brainwaves, yes, in secret programs. So I know it is possible with you and I people. Well, we would need to develop certain abilities of our mind, but you know, we are all able to do this. We just need to redevelop, relearn it. We all have these abilities.
But we do have to a certain extent. We have to evolve somewhat, right? It's not like you can just be like a total, like, mammal and you're just like piloting the spaceship.
You know, this knowledge is hidden from us. If we don't know who we are, the Greys and the reptilians, they know who we are better than we do. That's why they are taming us down. They are locking us down. And listen to that. They are locking us down. They lock us down into lower frequency, okay? Lockdown. So we need to believe and to trust that we all are more powerful than we think we are. And all these brain abilities, we use such a tiny percent of our brain abilities. And it's not anything to do with spirituality, magic, or it's just brain, it's just our abilities.
Right.
But we're getting there.
We're getting there, huh? Well, I'm gonna be talking to you through the email. I hope to have you on the Galactic Super Channel, because on the 14th, I don't think the people are ready, man. I mean, it's gonna be really awesome.
With pleasure, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're launching the channel on the 14th. It's going to be a special day. I found out that the 14th is going to be a special day for many reasons. So we're going to be going live from the Galactic Super Channel, and I'm glad to have you on the channel. I think you've been a great help to us, to be honest with you, and you've been an answer to prayer, to be honest with you, because we have to cross this bridge at some point in time. I think we're scared to do it. I don't know why. There's a lot of people scared to cross the Galactic Bridge.
You know, it's always scary to approach the edge of the cliff and knowing what we need to jump, because we cannot go back. The monsters, the wolves are at the hyenas are at our back, and they're running to get us. And the only way forward is to jump or get eaten. But until we've jumped, we don't know that when we jump, we are discovering that we can fly.
Right.
And that's the image I want to offer.
Right.
Don't be scared to jump, to say no and go forward. Turn your back to the hyenas and jump the cliff, and you can fly, we can all ascend and go towards our destiny.
Right. Well, my sister, I want to thank you again for another wonderful broadcast, for helping us. I want to share your testimony. I sent you the drip. You like the drip, didn't you? Tell the truth.
Oh yes, I've tried your coffee and I am absolutely impressed. I wanted to try it because you always advertise it, and I always up for new adventures, so I want to test it. So you sent me a packet and a box. Oh my God, I loved it. And I really recommend it. So
thank you, my sister.
It's sincere, yes.
So get down with the drip gang. I'm gonna go ahead and share your video, and but listen, make sure you go to her website.
And I have a YouTube channel as well.
Oh yeah, also all her stuff is in the description box below. So go in the description box, go to her YouTube channel and subscribe. Also catch her on the Galactic Super channel. Hopefully we'll have her on once a week at least. She's very busy, but we're gonna squeeze her in there. We're gonna squeeze her in there. Well, thanks for Wano Saving. We got some subscribers, man. I had 2,000 subscribers, and we did the interview with Wano Saving. We did an interview with Wano Saving and Jerry Foley. It's mind-blowing moments, and you guys are going to find out some incredible stuff very soon. But we went from 2,000 subscribers to like almost 20. We got about 18,000 subscribers, and that was pretty much, on the strength of Wano Saving. So thank you to Wano Saving and Jerry Foley for the booster. I mean, it's tough because we get censored a lot. We lose subscribers all the time. We lose our channels, and you're always you find yourself always trying to get back and trying to get back up. So it gets tough. So we definitely appreciate the boost, the blast. Yeah.
My pleasure. Thanks to you as well.
All right, my sister. We'll see you on the flip side.
See you.
All right.
And victory.
Let me blast this up.
Oh.
Look what I received today. I have a voice, and I can't wait to try that. Hemp infused. There's hemp in it. Okay, that has been sent to me by my good friend, Prime Minister. And if you want to buy it, just contact him. He sells this. And I really want to try it because he advertises it a lot. And I want it to really by myself what it tastes like.
No, I don't advertise it that much.
Okay, let's open the box now. The water has boiled and like that. Oh, it's little. Oh, that's so handy. So handy. So, I'm good. It's instant. It's instant coffee. So I don't need this, which is good news because it's going to be much more handy. So let's try this.
That's the funny part.
Yes,
it was the wrong side.
But it is dope, though.
Oh my God, it's good.
There's no chocolate in it, but it smells like it.
Yeah, it smells good.
So I'm drinking in a cup of the Galactic Federation, and I wish they could taste it as well.
I want to take a ride on the ship, man.
Oh my God, I wish you could. So
You never know. You never know.
It's very surprising. It's like chocolate. It's very surprising. Oh my God. Is there chocolate in it? Because it smells like chocolate. So I'm going to add some water. So it's powder. Water.
It just dissolves so buttery and smooth.
Let's try it. Elena, Danaan here.
I respect you, man, for that, man. You a trip.
I needed to do that for you.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Everybody don't got the heart to go out there and do a video testimony. They just send me the emails and stuff.
I'm French, so I am a connoisseur with coffee. So, my God, I think I'm going to be addicted to this thing. It's so nice.
See?
It tastes like real, to me, it tastes like real French coffee.
the real one, all Italian coffee. It's really good quality coffee, I see. It has the flavor behind.
I love the end though. I love the way you ended it though, because you had to come back.
I never drink instant coffee, but
You had to come back after that trip.
And I wasn't high at all. I wasn't high at all. Look at my eyes. That's so funny. It's so funny. Fantastic.
Was that in the morning?
No, it was in the afternoon. When the postman arrived in the afternoon. Yes, thanking you for this nice coffee. I hope I can send them there, up there. I want to add something. Trying this cup of coffee. I feel relaxed. I wasn't high yet. And I know I'm not high. It's good stuff.
Did it surprise you, the effect that it had on your body? Did it surprise you? You didn't expect that, right?
No, I didn't expect that. Normally coffee gives me a kick. Well, it kind of did, but in fact it was like I was feeling my muscles, my body relax, and I went, wow.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, it helped me do my job. It helped me to finish the race, to be honest.
I'm going to order some more.
But I love you, my sister. I'm glad to have you back. I hope that we can get you once a week on the Galactic Super Channel. I'm gonna be honest with you, just to help to educate people and make those connections, because I think that's the area that we're really struggling. Disclosure.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, disclosure is gonna happen, right?
Yes, of course. And the little bit everyone knows, it's good to put it in common and just prepare each other. And everyone has a piece of the puzzle, so it's nice to put everything together.
Thank you, my sister, for everything. Love you very much. Peace and protection all around you in Jesus' name. And Jesus is an ascended master, right?
Yes, I believe so too. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. We still love you. We love you, Jesus. Yeah. All right, sister. Take care.
You too.
Good morning on this last decent day of the week. We've got snow coming in, maybe even early as tonight. I'm on the grounds of the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C., and I thought today we'd go and take a look at the Vice President's house again because there's been a few changes. And also I want to show you an old Cold War era spy story from Washington, D.C. that's a bit of legend and a bit of truth. Over there is the National Cathedral School. That's an all-girls school. Here on the school ground, on the grounds of the National Cathedral, we call it the Close. It's kind of like a campus. And we're going to walk down this way a bit, taking in some of the big houses of Cleveland Park, Cathedral Heights. It's about 40 degrees today, but the forecast is